Hey peeps, Sinitar here, and I hope you're doing well. Today in the new episode of Skyrim Hidden Gem Mods, I will show you 10 amazing mods. Some of them may be old or relatively new and just got buried between other mods due to bad luck, or just freshly released, so you may have not seen them yet. But what binds all them together is an exceptional quality, being a great addition to your mod list. Make sure to watch till the very end, as each and every mod here is unique in something own. Minimap. Yeah, 9 years after we can finally have it in Skyrim. Simple and functioning without a single issue, Minimap mod by Felisky provides a cozy minimap which shows living beings, creatures and people on it. Neutral NPCs are showed with yellow dots, enemies with red dots, and dead NPCs can be looted with skull mark. Mark's color and form are updated instantly in real time, so red mark will turn into skull when you kill a bandit, yellow turn into red when NPC becomes hostile, etc. It also shows doors on it. In addition, it not only shows the surrounding area correctly, like forested zones with green color, hills with more darker color, etc., but even sometimes shows it with shaders, like the water here for example. In interiors, it shows objects with different color and stuff like beds with special icons. And if you look closely, you will notice it even shows the spell affixes on the minimap if you are fighting someone like mages with shock spells. Isn't that cool AF? Lastly, there is an ini file where you can adjust anything: shape and size of the minimap itself, its position, size of markers, change the hotkeys to toggle it, etc. Stamina in vanilla game basically almost doesn't matter. Even if you don't have stamina, you still can jump, attack, shoot, and even to perform power attacks, you basically need any stamina higher than 0. Some players will not care about that, but for some others, this is a notorious thing, which is not quite fixed even with popular combat mods. Stamina Matters mod introduces no attacking, blocking, jumping at 0 stamina, rendering a complete new meaning for stamina in this game other than just a limiter for sprint and power attacks. Enter the combat after long sprinting with almost no stamina, or maybe fighting a tough enemy like a giant and got your stamina depleted. Well, this will not end well anymore, as you will not be able to attack or block in crucial moment. Stamina is actually something that matters in combat tactically, and you should put it into consideration now. What spear, javelin, pike, halberd, rapier, quarterstaff, claw, whip and katanas have in common in Skyrim, besides the fact they received own badass animations thanks to animated armory mod? They have no custom icons. Halberds have battle-axe icons, rapiers sword icons, etc. No more. With SkyUI weapons pack, all the weapons including the mod added ones will have tasty proper icons. Devil in details, right? Realistic Grass Field is a reworked popular mod under the same name, Grass Field. This grass mod was perfect for creating a feeling of incredibly dense grass, but seen here, it didn't cover whole Skyrim properly, and almost whole green textures were making sense only for summer mod setups. Realistic Grass Field changes textures, so the mod is still providing amazing density of grasses, but now grass color is fitting each Skyrim region respectively, making it much more realistic and easy to use. Well, look yourself. Dynamic Swimming is a simple yet immersive animation mod based on amazing dynamic animation replacer. It changes the swimming animation depending on stamina level and armor weight. When the player has low stamina or wears heavy armor, the vanilla swimming animation will be played. When conditions above are not given, then the stronger swimming animation without kick will be played. When you wear heavy armor and have the heavy armor perk called Conditioning or similar perk in Ordinator for example, stronger swimming animation with kick will be played. This mod is just one more example how tiny changes can create a whole new immersion level. While there are several great first and third-person camera mods which greatly add to immersion while moving, there are not that many mods which change dialogue camera. There is a face-to-face conversation mod and basically that's it. Alternate conversation camera makes conversation with NPCs more cinematic by zooming into their faces, simple as that. It also has a cozy ini file where you can adjust it to your likings. Adjust the dynamic zoom itself, point of view, camera speed, auto lock on the NPCs, third-person camera position, head tracking and so on. Complex particle lights is a somewhat revolutionary ENB feature introduced back in the end of 2018. It allows light sources like lanterns, candles, torches and spells to actually emit light which affects surroundings, similar to how ray tracing does that. By default though, it is limited to mentioned effects only. The author of legendary Rudy ENB though alters various objects meshes to support this feature as well. Soul gems, death bells, neon roots, chorus eggs, liquids in Dwemer ruins, torchbugs, mods, arrows and Daedric weapons. That is what's covered at the moment, and most of the new effects just make so much sense. It is all up to you though. You can install only those mods you see rational separately. Now it's time for today's 3 finalists. Aurelia, Weathers and Interiors. Aurelia is a weather mod released last year and went somewhat under the radars. It combines 2 different approaches into a single mod. At the one hand, it sticks to grim vanilla Nordic weathers, trying to make them even more atmospheric. At the other hand, it dilutes the very same grim Skyrim atmosphere with bright, alive, somewhat vibrant weathers, just as much as needed to give a refreshing touch to the game without turning it into something absolutely different. This combination, in my humble opinion, plays very well and whole weather mod is looking really interesting for both players who prefer vanilla or more alive Skyrim, reaching some sort of the golden middle. The mod also has really beautiful cloud textures in addition. Well, look yourself. For every Skyrim player who prefers immersion over everything, wet and cold is probably one of the first mods to think about. Unfortunately, while being really great, is pretty bugged and also really script heavy, which forces player into hard choices which mods to get rid of in heavy modded game in order to keep wet and cold. No more. R.A.S.S. Rain, Ash and Snow shaders is a functional yet lightweight alternative to wet and cold which can be used without issues even with heavy modded setups. It provides the next features. Frost. During snow weather, player and NPCs will cover with snow and snowflakes will fly apart. Bubbles. Adds bubbles when swimming, emulating realistic human breathing behavior underwater. That's my favorite, by the way. Cold. Adds cold breath particles to player and NPCs in cold snow regions. Wetness. During rainy weather, player and NPCs will cover with watery shaders and droplet particles which will fall from the body. Ash. During ash storms in Soulstone, player and NPCs will cover with ash and dust particles which will fly apart. There is also an MCM where you can toggle each effect on and off, and in future updates, author should bring the separate options for player and NPCs. 62 fully animated feathered dragon and fairy wings packed with configurable immersive effects, customizable controls, and optional integrated flight support. Now more than ever your characters will feel like they have wings, not just look like it. All wings are fully animated and behave appropriately when performing actions such as jumping, sneaking, swimming and flying. Wings by default works for player only, but can be enabled for NPCs as well, any gender, any race, etc. Wing sizes can be easily adjusted to suit any taste and preference. As said before, mod also supports and improves the flying mod itself, providing you with most feature-packed, natively feeling bug-free flying ever existed. All effects are 100% configurable through the MCM to fit your preferences and realism vision. Of course, flying itself was not quite expected to exist for player in Skyrim in first turn, and if used fully, it will certainly give you unfair advantage in combat, but from the perspective of the mod idea and quality themselves, Animated Wings Ultimate is an absolutely breathtaking mod, an undeniable winner of today's list. That's it for now folks, I hope you enjoyed the video and picked up a few mods for your personal collection you didn't know about before. Make sure to enable channel notifications and join our Discord to always stay in touch. Want to support me to keep the videos and modding guides coming? Consider joining other amazing people on my Patreon page. Thanks for watching chums and see you next time. Sinitar Gaming here, signing out.